Hello, thank you for joining today's acquisition seminar hosted by the Federal Acquisition Institute. Today's seminar, entitled The Next Generation of GSA's Federal Strategic Sourcing Solution for Office Supplies, presents a look at the U.S. General Services Administration's Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for Office Supplies Third Generation Solution, or OS3. Office supplies aren't exactly what you think of when discussing big-ticket procurements, but from 2010 through 2014, over $866 million was spent through the U.S. General Services Administration's Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for Office Supplies Second Generation, or OS2. That included more than $370 million in direct and indirect savings, meaning that without OS2, those office supply purchases would have been well over $1 billion. Now comes the next generation of office supply strategic sourcing. GSA's OS3 solution provides customers with the ability to cut costs and increase efficiencies through buying everyday supplies like pens, paper, and printing items from a list of vendors with pre-negotiated low prices. OS3 builds on the success of the OS2 solution, which generated not only massive savings but achieved a small business utilization rate of over 75%. OS3 is expected to deliver even more savings, with prices 17.6% lower on average, as well as increased small business opportunities, with an estimate of more than 9 in every $10 spent going to small business. This seminar will show you how to order supplies through the OS3 purchase channel and show you a live walkthrough with Gsa Advantage and DoD EMO. Before we begin, let me remind you that we will hold a live question and answer session at the end of today's presentation. If you have a question about anything you may hear from our presenter, we encourage you to submit it at any time using the survey link to the right of the video screen. We will collect and review your questions during the presentation, take a short break, and then return to answer as many as we can. So let's join Robert Anderson, Strategic Communications and Video Specialist supporting the U.S. General Services Administration's Federal Acquisition Service, Northeast and Caribbean region, who will show you how to use the OS3 solution to your maximum benefit.
Hi everyone, my name is Robert Anderson and welcome to today's Federal Acquisition Institute Acquisition Seminar on the Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for Office Supplies Third Generation. My name is Robert Anderson and I'm going to be walking you through today's acquisition seminar. So let's begin. First, let's go through today's agenda. We're going to start with a quick overview of the Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for Office Supplies. Then we'll run through the old program, Fssi OS2. We'll look at some successes and final matrix from that program. Then we'll walk through OS3 pricing and discounts, some ordering procedures, how to buy Fssi OS3 products, and additional information, contact info, and questions. So let's talk about Fssi OS3. 21 Fssi OS3 IDIQs, which stand for Indefinite Delivery, Indefinite Quantity contracts, were awarded on August 8th and 11th, 2014. Since that time, near the end of 2014, an additional 3 contracts were awarded. Fssi OS3 is the same scope as OS2, but since OS3 is an IDIQ, it does not use schedule item numbers, otherwise known as SINs, but instead uses contract line items. 23 of the 24 awards are to small businesses. Vendors are divided into 4 groups servicing the following categories: full catalog, paper, toner, ink, and full catalog with additional features, including in-store and express delivery. And that final catalog is reserved for the one large business on Fssi. The program leverages dynamic pricing and a tiered discount structure, which I'll go through later in the seminar. OS3 offers competitive pricing across the entire office supply space. In addition, as we are trying to make ample opportunities for small business involvement, there are on-ramping opportunities for small businesses during specified open seasons to maintain competition. So just for people unfamiliar with contracting, let's take a quick walk through what the difference is between a BPA and an IDIQ. Once again, the previous office supply solution, known as OS2, was a BPA. OS3, the current solution, is an IDIQ. Basically, a BPA is not a contract. It's a purchase order placed under an existing GSA contract. For example, the vendors on Fssi Os3 had to be existing multiple award schedule vendors. And the contract existed under MAS 75. It was the base contract under which the OS2 terms and conditions existed. For OS3, we wanted start from a clean slate. The IDIQ contract allows agencies to purchase from OS3 without the additional contractual layer of an MAS schedule. OS3 is simplified to just a standalone contract and a purchase order. The terms and conditions are already covered in the base contract. So let's take a look at the OS3 vendors. Once again, the vendors are divided into 4 CLINs, CLIN 1, 2, and 3, and 4. The full catalog is CLIN 1. It is exclusively small businesses. You've got those vendors listed on the column all the way to the left. CLIN number 2, second from the left, is paper only. You've got 3 small businesses. CLIN 3 is toner only, 5 small businesses, and CLIN 4 is called On the Go. It's the full catalog, and it is reserved for a large business. Let's take a quick walk through some Fssi Os3 goals. Similar to Fssi Os2, we want to achieve savings, and we have multiple ways of doing so, including a new tier discount structure, which I'll go through shortly. We want to capture data. We want to enable achievement of socioeconomic goals. With this in mind, approximately 90% of government spend is projected to go to small businesses in OS3. We also want to drive compliance with mandates, acts, and orders, conform with agency business practices, and be easy to use. Remember, one of the things we really like to champion as far as OS3 is concerned is you have the ability to go on Gsa Advantage. You have multiple purchasing channels. We want to make it as easy for our federal purchase card holders as possible to order their office supplies quickly, cheaply, and efficiently. OS3 provides value to the customer. First, in government savings. Total spend in Fssi Os2 was $866.2 million, with a cumulative savings average of 13.62% for a total of $115.4 million, with an average savings rate of 16.5 in FY13. It also enabled data collection. We were able to identify the top 1,000 office supplies purchased by the federal government, and we leveraged our collective buying power for those items. What that means is we took a look at those items, we went to the vendors, we talked to them about prices on those items, and we negotiated prices specifically on the items that we as the federal government are most frequently using. We also, as I've said, enable agency socioeconomic goals, with over 75% of Fssi Os2 spend going to small businesses. Some additional Fssi Os2 final matrix, some of these I've already gone through. You've got your savings through Fssi, your spend, your small business utilization rate, Ability 1 utilization rate at 18.61%, and green item usage at 27.54%. One thing to keep in mind when we talk about green items is a lot of the office supplies you might buy might not be applicable to green items. So you might look at a percentage like 27.54 and say, well, could that be higher? But the fact of the matter is, we have to we look for office supplies that are green as often as possible, but sometimes it's just simply not an option. Let's look at a chart at OS2 spend and savings since inception. One thing to keep in mind, government spend on office supplies fluctuates. The bars represent your spend per year, the blue content being purely spend, red OS2 savings, and the green triangles represent the OS2 savings rate, which you can see peaked right at the end of OS2, and we hope to improve on those percentages with OS3. Again, some of these numbers we have gone through. I just want to make sure we drive them home. But actual Fssi spend in FY14 was $134.2 million in OS2 with an estimated savings of $30.9 million. Estimated savings rate in FY14 was 18.73%. MAS savings 40.1%. Small business percentage in FY14 was 73.7%. Ability 1, 18.2%, and Green Impact, 35.98%. Here's a breakdown of socioeconomic spend in Fssi OS since inception. So you've got in the green, 19% is service-disabled veteran-owned small businesses, 25% in blue going to large businesses, and 56% going to small businesses. And again, you can take that red and green together to represent all small businesses in Fssi. All right, moving on from Fssi OS2, let's talk about the big game in town now, Fssi OS3. OS3 discounts. We've got OS3 cumulative volume discount tiers. This is new to Fssi OS3, and it calls for price variance reductions that are triggered based on contractors' cumulative OS3 volume. Basically, as the federal government, the more we spend, the more we save. Price variance reductions are triggered per vendor at $10 million, $25 million, $50, $75, and $100 million tiers. What that means is every time we hit that much spend with a particular vendor, they have to provide an additional discount on all orders placed through OS3. So once again, we're all best friends as far as savings is concerned in the federal government. We all help each other save money by utilizing OS3. We also have OS3 delivery order size discounts. These are triggered starting at $300. It varies per vendor. Not all vendors offer these, but you can find information at gsa.gov/OS3, and you can get the discount rates per vendor. But basically, we are encouraging you to consolidate orders and save as discounts are triggered on individual orders starting at $300 for some vendors. And increased discounts start at $1,000, $3,000, $5,000, and $10,000, depending on contractors, like I said. So let's, and as I mentioned, here are the delivery order tier discounts by vendor. You can see a small handful of vendors do offer discounts starting at $300. From $300 to $999, you've got 1% discounts. Then from $1,000 to $3,000, you've got discounts up to 2% with some vendors. And then when you're talking about orders over $3,000 to $7,000 to $5,000, sorry, you've got savings up to 7%, increasing to 10 and 16% for orders up to at least $10,000. And if you look at the small right corner of this slide, you can get an idea of how these task order discounts trigger even more savings. For example, $1,500 monthly order through the vendor Jacobs Gardner Supply, you can look at it at monthly versus bi-monthly ordering frequency. If you make that order monthly, you're talking about a task order discount of 2% for a 2-month total of $2,940. With bi-monthly ordering, you're talking about $3,000 in orders at $3,000, and a 2-month total order spend of $2,790 for a total bi-monthly order savings of $150. Once again, it's always helpful to consolidate your orders on Fssi OS3. Another feature which we've carried over from Fssi OS2 is the dynamic market pricing strategy. This uses purchasing data to ensure lower prices and customer savings. It also tightens the competitive range on vendor prices. Vendors must charge within 10% of the lowest price available for an item available on the OS3 contract. This helps guarantee that you get the lowest price on your items and that the lowest price is easy to find when you're in Gsa Advantage. Another thing we've noticed with dynamic pricing is that it just increases competition across the board, because if a lower priced vendor lowers their prices, it forces everyone to lower their price. And then a higher priced vendor may notice that, hey, this guy's got his price almost 10% lower than me. They lower their prices, and it's just a race for vendors to lower prices, which is very helpful. Let's talk about ordering your office supplies. The ordering procedure for orders at or below the micro purchase threshold of $3,000 is as follows. Attempt to distribute orders among multiple OS3 contractors, but keep in mind that there are order minimums. Order minimums are currently $100, but some vendors will accept lower minimums. Smaller orders may be placed with some vendors by contacting the vendor directly, but a small fee may be incurred. As part of the government's sustainable green mandates, place larger orders to reduce the number of deliveries and transactions. This goes back to the slide we were at before, delivery task discounts. We're trying to encourage the federal government to make fewer orders. It's a part of green purchasing strategies. The less frequently we're making orders, the less shipments, the less fuel that's required to get you your office supplies, the less packaging supplies. It's sustainable and it's savings across the board. So, although we encourage you to distribute orders among multiple vendors, you also need to keep in mind those order minimums, which, as it says, are currently $100, but some vendors are already beginning to lower those minimums to as low as $25. I'm going to say a little more about minimums because it's a question I get constantly on my webinars. Customers are often frustrated. Say someone works at a small office outside of Kansas City. They've got 10 employees. They tell me I can't possibly hit vendor order minimums. The bottom line is we're trying to encourage you to make strategic purchases. Even for a very small office, like I said, there are vendors who offer a minimum order of $25. So if you plan accordingly, you can hit that $25 minimum, and you're helping, with government sustainable practices. What if the office supply I want to buy is not on OS3? This is a question I also get a lot on my webinars. In general, the OS3 program includes a wide range of products, brands, and part numbers, although not every brand or part number may be included on OS3. By purchasing office supplies through OS3, customers are able to ensure that they are meeting all relevant mandates and procurement regulations. This is a big factor for Fssi Os3. A lot of your purchase card homework has already been done for you. You don't need to worry about meeting TAA requirements or EA 13514. We're ensuring that when you purchase an item off of Fssi Os3, it already meets all relevant procurement regulations. So when you can't find the item you're looking for on OS3, we recommend purchasing an item that is a close second to the office supply you're trying to buy. Another common question, what if my order doesn't meet the minimum purchasing requirement? Again, I kind of went through this a few slides back, but once again, the minimum purchasing amount is currently $100 depending on vendors. We recommend that you pool together other purchases in your office using the Park Cart feature on Gsa Advantage. It's good to develop a strategy to purchase more items less frequently, planning ahead so that you are making larger purchases. Remember, order minimums result in added value, better prices, and less shipping waste, and that's the big take-home here. Let's talk about orders exceeding the micro purchase threshold of $3,000 and extending to $150,000. Orders exceeding this threshold must offer fair opportunity. Consider using Gsa Reverse Auction and reference FAR Part 16.505B, which states that orders under multiple award contracts need to include fair opportunity. The contracting officer must provide each awardee a fair opportunity to be considered for each order exceeding $3,000 issued under multiple delivery order contracts or multiple task order contracts, except as provided in paragraph B2 of this section. So, I know this is a lot of FAR language. It's a lot to go through. The bottom line is consult the proper purchasing authority when you're making orders over that $3,000 threshold. And once again, the same essentially applies to orders over $150,000. You want to consult the FAR. You must provide fair opportunity. You're encouraged to use Gsa eBuy. And don't know who's going to be ordering office supplies in excess of $5 million, but just in case, we want to cover our bases here. Again, fair opportunity is essential. Use eBuy system or reverse auction and consult the FAR. So let's talk a little about reverse auctions through Gsa eBuy. With reverse auctions, office supply vendors compete one-on-one for agency business through reverseauctions.gsa.gov. Authorized ordering activity personnel submit a solicitation, then contractors under OS3 can submit bids that compete off of each other's submitted pricing. The big thing is you can go into GSA Reverse Auction and make sure you select that you only want to solicit Fssi Os3. And then those vendors are going to see that you've submitted a reverse auction, and they're going to bid for your business and try to give you the best price possible. Once again, this is encouraged for orders over $3,000, and an award can then be made to the lowest bidder if it meets the solicitation's terms and conditions and is technically acceptable. Ordering activity personnel will need a valid GSA eBuy username and password to use this site, and training for GSA Reverse Auctions specifically is available. But I will also do a quick walkthrough of GSA Reverse Auction later in this presentation. Fssi Os3 is also tax exempt. Purchases on behalf of the federal government are exempt from most taxes. In accordance with FAR 52.212-4, taxes and the BPA price included all applicable federal, state, and local taxes. Delivery or service issues? Contact the National Customer Service Center, otherwise known as NCSC. The phone number is listed right there, 800-488-3111, or you can email the MAS helpdesk at gsa.gov. A big thing with OS3, we want to keep track of customer issues. We want to keep our customers happy. This is the most sure way of making sure that your issues with Fssi Os3 vendors or Fssi Os3 performance get back to us. And it creates a track record. They document all comments, concerns, or complaints, and then we have a track record, and we're working as best we can to keep Fssi Os3 customers happy. Why order through Gsa Advantage? First, we've got a step-by-step ordering guide available, which I'll be going through shortly. There are multiple ways to evaluate vendors, products, and pricing. There are filters to limit results to green items, small business vendors, toner, and Ability One products. We have quantitative discount pricing, a park cart feature, which I'll do a walkthrough of, and varied shipping options. Okay, so we're going to walk through how to make your orders off of Gsa Advantage. The first thing you want to do is bring up your internet browser, and you want to go to gsaadvantage.gov. That will bring you to the Gsa Advantage home screen, which looks like this. When you go to the top right, you can see it says Login or Register. If you don't yet have a registration, you want to click on Register. Follow those steps. You can select either federal government or state and local government employee. I'm assuming most of you will be federal government employees. Click on that and follow the steps. Once you have your login, or if you already have a login name, you're going to want to click on Login on the top right. So once you click on Login, that brings you to this login page. You're going to want to enter your user ID, followed by your password. And click Login. Now you are logged into Gsa Advantage. As you can see in the center top, it says Welcome Robert Anderson. Let's take a quick look at this home page because it's essential that you search correctly for Fssi office supplies. One thing is when you search for office supplies, you're going to get results on Gsa Advantage that aren't just Fssi items. A lot of customers ask me about this. They're curious. If you want us to use Fssi Os3, why are there other office supply solutions out there? There's important things to keep in mind. There are certain agencies that might have restrictions, either if they're purchasing from overseas or other issues that they have to procure office supplies through other means. So that's why there are multiple options, not only Fssi. But if you're watching this, chances are you want to be getting your office supplies through Fssi Os3. So left side of the screen it says Products. You want to go down. Close to the bottom it says Office Supplies and Equipment Fssi. You're going to want to click on that. That brings you to the Fssi page on Gsa Advantage. Around the middle of the screen, you've got your search bar. It says look for. You've also got your four filtering options. You can filter it by Ability 1 products, toner supplies, green products, and small business products. You can also use multiple filters, small business and Ability 1. You can use all the filters, 1, 2, or 3 of them. For now, I'm not going to use any filters. Let's search for an item. A lot of people need paper. We'll start with that. Type in paper. Make sure it says in office supplies and equipment FSSI, which it will say if you're on the FSSI page, and you click on search. And you've got your search results. You can survey the items that have come up. Big thing here, you want to look for that blue rectangle that says FSSI. That lets you know, you've already used the search bar, so all of our results should have that blue rectangle, which they do. But if you're searching FSSI, you want to make sure your items are FSSI items. Always look for that blue FSSI rectangle. So let's look at certain ways you can filter your search results. This drop down that says sort by, you can sort by most relevant, product name, part number, manufacturer name, price high to low, and price low to high. The price low to high does seem attractive, but there's something to keep in mind. You can get a lot of strange results if you filter by that. Remember, vendors are doing their own product descriptions, and as a result, you get various items under one description. So price low to high, all of a sudden we've got tissue at 1 cent each, which may not be relevant to the type of paper you're looking for. So I always like to search by most relevant. Chances are you're going to get the item you were looking for first. So we've got copy paper. Let's click on that. And that brings you to that item page. If you scroll down, you've got your item description, you've got information about the volume discounts. That V in the gray diamond lets you know that there is a volume discount available for that item. You scroll down and you've got your multiple vendors listed who are offering that item. It says contractor name near the middle of the page. To the right of contractor, it says socioeconomic designation with different letters to indicate different designations, including small business, service disabled veteran owned small business, woman owned small business, and so on. Then you've got a listing of the various prices for the items over to the left, and a big one customers are always worried about. Over to the right, it says MIN. That's the order minimum, particular for that vendor. So you can see that some vendors here have $50 minimums, some have $100, and some even have order minimums as low as $25. So if you know you're going to be spending over $100, you don't need to particularly worry about the minimums below $100, but if you need to make a small order, you might be drawn to a particular vendor who offers order minimums at $25 or below. Another thing to keep in mind, of course, is you can contact vendors directly, as I've said, and talk to them about waiving order minimum fees. So you're going to want to select the vendor you want to order from. Then under quantity, put down how many of that particular item you want and click add to cart. Then that brings you to your shopping cart. I've got some notes here. The first alert says that the items for this particular vendor fall below the contract minimum order for that vendor of $100. So you will get an alert to let you know what the vendor minimum is, and you'll want to pay attention to that so you know how much you've got to spend in order to hit that order minimum. Also, you get an alert that lets you know that this vendor does offer order discounts for FSSI. And those are those delivery tier discounts I had mentioned earlier. Otherwise, you've got your cart. Once again, it's definitely valuable to add enough items to hit that order minimum. Now that you're in your cart, let's say you need to search for more items. I want to show you another quick way to make sure you're searching FSSI items. As I've said, you can start at the Gsa Advantage homepage and click on Office Supplies and Equipment listed under Products. But another option you've got is you can use, if you're in your cart, let's go back to the cart. If you're in your cart and you see that search bar up top, you can't just search. That won't give you items that are exclusively FSSI items. But what you can do is where it says products, you can click on that and scroll down to where it says office supplies and equipment FSSI and click on that, and now that's going to filter your search results exclusively by FSSI items. So let's say along with paper we need some pens. You can type pens in the search bar, click go. That'll begin your search and you'll get your search results. Once again, you want to look for that blue rectangle which says FSSI, and if you searched using the FSSI search bar, all your results will have that blue rectangle. You're going to select the item you want. That brings you to the items page. Once again, you scroll down and you've got your vendors listed. They've all got that blue FSSI rectangle. They've got the diamond to indicate that it's a volume discount. And you're going to want to select a particular vendor, put in the quantity, and click Add to Cart. And that once the items are added to your cart, you're back to the cart page. You know what, I'm going to make one more order just so I can make sure we hit that order minimum for this vendor so you can see how these alerts change once that happens. So let's go back to the FSSI search bar. And let's just search for paper once again. This is a pretend purchase, so and let's go for survey once again and then pick the paper you need. Then once you're on the results page, you're gonna select the particular vendor, add the quantity, and click Add to Cart. Okay, and so now we're back at the shopping cart page, and you can see now that we have exceeded the order minimum, the one alert that indicated that we hadn't hit the order minimum, of course, is gone. At this point, we can complete our purchase by clicking Checkout. But here's where I want to take a quick detour and point out the Park Cart feature of Gsa Advantage. Park Cart is a great feature for purchase card holders and purchasing officials at agencies because it helps make your job a little easier. A few things you can do for Park Cart is if you're just purchasing supplies yourself, you can save the cart for later. Say today you're adding some items, but you won't hear about other items that are needed for your office for a few days. You can park the cart, essentially saving it, and you can come back to it at a later day. We recommend you not park your cart for more than 15 days because vendor quantities can change, items can go out of stock. So you could park a cart, go back to it 20 days later, and none of those items are available anymore. So try not to park your cart for more than 15 days, but it's a great feature for putting your items aside and coming back to them at a later time. Another thing you can do with the Park Cart feature, if I actually click on Park Cart, it'll bring you to the Park Cart page. You have the ability to give your cart a name, so I'll call this one FAI cart since it's just a pretend purchase. You can give your cart a password, which isn't necessary. And a big thing to keep in mind is it's not necessarily a security issue when you're parking a cart. A lot of people worry, well, if I park my cart and share it with people, are they going to be able to make the purchases? Keep in mind, you're the purchase card holder, so you're the one with the ability to make the purchase. But a great thing about the Park Cart feature, not only can you save the cart for yourself, you can share the cart with other people in your office. Think of this as another way to save yourself some time. In the past, maybe you had to go around the office or people had to come to you to let you know the office supplies they needed. Now you can create a cart. You can actually share that cart with other people. They can access it. They can add items to that same cart and then send it back to you. Then you have the ability to go through the cart, make sure all the items are things you want to order, and make the purchase. This is a great time-saving feature. Once again, you don't have to worry about security because you are the purchasing authority, you're the purchasing official, so you're the one that's going to be able to make the purchase. But you give your cart a name and a password, and you can park it, and you can share it with people, or you can save it for yourself for a later time. So I'm going to park this cart, and there it is in my list of park carts from today. It's called FAI cart, sorry. You're going to click on that when you want to open it up again, and there it is. When you want to, say, let's pretend that it's another time. I've parked my cart for a few days, or I've shared it with other people, and now I want to go back to it. It asks you for a cart to retrieve a parked cart. You're asked for a cart number and a cart password. So you're going to want to insert your cart number. And the cart password if you have one, and click on retrieve. And you should find it there. And then you've got your parked cart information listed. That's where you can click forward cart to share it with other people, or add to cart to add those items to your cart. When you do that, there you are back in your current shopping cart. So once you've gone through the park cart feature, if that's something that appeals to you, you're going to want to click on checkout. First thing that comes up on your checkout screen is shipping options. You can select standard delivery, which is included with Fssi Os3. That's part of our negotiation. Another thing to keep in mind when you're frustrated by order minimums, Fssi Os3 is a negotiation with vendors. So part of that negotiation includes standard delivery included in the price of items. In order to get that standard delivery included on items, we had to negotiate with vendors. Vendors wanted order minimums. So we tried to lower the order minimums as much as possible, all the while holding on to that standard delivery option. So that's another thing to keep in mind, that although a $100 or even $25 order minimum may frustrate you, included in that order minimum is your standard delivery. Then you'll click continue, and you've got your payment options. You're going to select your option, either a purchase card or a AAC DODAC, and you'll select submit continue, and you'll get to a confirmation page, and you'll confirm your order. So here we have a little screen grab of what the final confirmation page looks like. You want to review your order and then select process order. Next, let's do a quick walkthrough of DoD EMAL. One thing to keep in mind is that Fssi Os3 vendors are not yet on DoD EMAL. It's a different process from Gsa Advantage, so we're still working on getting them up there, but we hope to have them up on Gsa Advantage very soon in the new year. With that in mind, I'm going to be walking you through DoD EMAL as it would have applied to Fssi Os2. But if you're unfamiliar with it, I hope this quick walkthrough will give you an idea of how to make your office supply purchases on DoD EMAL as it applies to OS3 in the future. So if you have an account, you're going to want to click on Log into DoD EMAL on the home page. And again, you access DoD EMAL online by going to dod-emal.dla.mil. You want to read the DoD notice and consent banner and click OK. You'll go through your certificate authentication and click Submit. And then when on the left side of the screen, you can filter DoD EMAL. You're going to want to click on that drop down and make sure you select Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative. And then below that, once again, it'll say, it'll have supplier listed, and it'll say Federal Strategic Sourcing Initiative for office supplies. Then when you search for an item, you enter certain keywords, and you'll get your results. You select the item you want and the quantity, and that brings you to the item page. Remember, same as on Gsa Advantage, on DoD EMAL, the vendor order minimums apply. So you will get a notice at the top of your screen stating that you have not hit the order minimums. So make sure you hit those order minimums, and it'll show your cart below that. Once you've hit your order minimum, it will have your current cart listed. It will have the subtotal for your items, and you'll be able to make your purchase. That's a quick DoD walkthrough on how to select an item and make a purchase. Now let's take a quick walkthrough through Gsa Reverse Auctions. As with EMAL, we're still working to get those vendors and IDIQs up on Gsa Reverse Auction. So this is a walkthrough of Reverse Auction as it applies to Fssi Os2, but a similar should apply for Fssi Os3. So up at the top, you're going to want to click on Buyer Login. You'll enter your user ID and password, and if you have a Gsa eBuy account, it is the same information as you have for Gsa eBuy. Then you'll want to create an auction. You can do this by clicking on the My Auctions tab. Then on the left, you click Create Auction, and in the middle of the screen you can see a list of auctions you've already created. So when you're creating an auction, you're going to get a drop down where you can select BPA or MAS, and now Fssi Os3 will be included in that drop down. Select the type of contract you're creating an auction for, and then it will have a list of the current available schedules, and Fssi once again will be included there. You want to select Fssi Os3. You'll enter the RFQ details and select Save and Next. And just a quick terminology, RFQ is the same as, it stands for Request for Quote. That's what a reverse auction is. You're requesting quotes on a purchase from vendors. So click Save and Next. And if entering just one line item, select Add New Line Item and select a vendor. Then your line item has been created. If you're adding no additional line items, you can click Next. If you're adding additional items, fill in additional fields and select Save Line Item. Then you can select Auction ID that is created and then select Line Item and select View Vendors. If adding attachments, select Save and Next. If not adding any attachments, click Save and Finalize. To add attachments, you'll click on Select the Document Attachment and then Review and Finalize your auction. On this page, you've got final review of the auction details, and then you'll want to click, once again, Finalize. At that point, your auction has been finalized and sent out to vendors to bid on. And that auction you've just created will now show up under your dashboard and under your My Auctions tab. Don't forget, if you'd like more information on Gsa Reverse Auction, feel free to visit the Gsa Reverse Auction page on Gsa Interact. Once again, that was a very quick walkthrough of reverse auctions, so you can get more information on this page. You can find out about reverse auction training sessions. So if you're going to be making a lot of orders that are over that $3,000 threshold, this is definitely a recommended visit. Otherwise, if you're making smaller purchases, this doesn't necessarily apply to you. There are other purchasing channels available, some of which I've gone through, but you can also purchase from agency virtual stores. There are vendor websites. You've got phone, fax, or direct order straight from the vendors, and there is OS3 pricing available for walk-in customers. So one thing we like to say is Gsa Advantage is the simplest to use and the best for tracking agency spend. Another thing, if you say you have a vendor that happens to have a brick and mortar store right down the street from your office. While you can walk into that store and make OS3 purchases, you need to ensure that the items you're purchasing are FSSI OS3 items. Like I said, we're going through the due diligence to make sure all the items on OS3 meet all procurement regulations, but everything in a brick and mortar store isn't going to meet those regulations. So your best bet is to go on to Gsa Advantage and make those purchases, or if you need something immediately, go on Gsa Advantage first. Make sure the item you want to buy in the store is a Gsa Advantage item. Then you can walk into a brick and mortar store. And keep in mind, when you buy FSSI OS3 items with your federal purchase card, you will get FSSI OS3 pricing. And this slide covers basically what I just walked through. You can order directly from OS3 vendors, but we do encourage you to use Gsa Advantage. And when you order directly from vendors and they are FSSI OS3 items, you will get FSSI OS3 pricing. Additional information can be found at the following websites. You can visit www.strategicsourcing.gov, where you can get agency guidance documents, how-to videos, which will be coming soon, OS3 and agency performance reports. At gsa.gov/OS3, you can get a list of all OS3 vendors with information on those vendors. You can get GSA contact information, and you can download an ordering guide and links to purchasing websites. And at gsa.gov/CSD, you can find your local GSA customer service director who can possibly visit your agency and help walk you through the FSSI OS3 process in person. Thank you very much for attending today's training. Keep in mind, right here on the screen you can see our direct contact email for the FSSI Office Supplies program, and that's fssi.officesupplies@gsa.gov. Feel free to contact us at any time with any questions or concerns, and we will get back to you. Thank you very much.
As always, an outstanding overview of a procurement vehicle that will help ensure our funds go farther. We certainly hope you found today's seminar beneficial, as we're sure it gives us all a greater appreciation for what can be done to serve the American taxpayer. Stay tuned as we take a 5-minute break. After, we'll return with Robert Anderson to answer a few of your questions.
Welcome back, everyone. We'd like to thank you all for staying with us over that short break, and we'd also like to thank Robert Anderson for giving us that incredibly helpful presentation on FSSI OS3. Robert is here still, and he's going to answer a few of your questions during the course of the presentation. We've been collecting all of the questions that you all have submitted, and Robert has had a chance to kind of review those over that short break that we had, and we're going to talk through some of those questions that you all have. So Robert, thank you again for the information that you were able to provide. Before we get into the questions, I'd like to remind our viewers all of these materials that Robert presented will be available in the upcoming week or so. You can find those materials on fai.gov and check them out. So Robert, let's jump into the questions that we have. Our first viewer wants to know what the return process is for DoD EMAL.
Thanks, Karen. Thanks for having me here. Just want to remind everyone that as of right now, the FSSI OS3 items are not yet up on DoD EMAL. It's a different process than getting the items up on Gsa Advantage, but we're in the middle of that process, and we hope to have all the items up on DoD EMAL by the end of February. So please keep that in mind. As far as the return process, that's something I recommend you take up with research the contact page on DoD EMAL, and also you can feel free to email us at fssi.officesupplies@gsa.gov with any vendor issues you may have.
Great. Our next question is, why do vendors have a minimum purchase of $100 or more to purchase their products?
So this is a great question. It's one I get a lot. Minimum orders are definitely an issue for customers, especially customers in smaller offices, but there's a couple of things going on here. First off, there are 24 vendors in FSSI OS3. When we create a contract, it's a negotiation with vendors. Very small orders are very expensive for vendors to fill. What I mean by that is, especially with negotiating lower prices with us, they're essentially selling items close to cost when we're talking about lower orders, because shipping is included. So if we're talking about small orders, $10, even $100, when they factor in shipping, it's a big loss to the vendor. So as we negotiate lower prices, they'd like to see higher orders. So we have to meet somewhere in the middle, like any negotiation. That's where we come to $100. But I want everyone to keep in mind that some vendors have already lowered their minimum to $25. So that minimum ranges from $100 to $25. Also, another thing is, the federal government is trying to encourage green purchasing. So when you look at minimum orders, we're trying to encourage you to plan strategically and make larger orders less frequently, so that you're reducing the amount of shipping supplies, and you're also reducing the amount of waste and financial waste. You're costing less in shipping costs and in transportation needs.
Okay. Well, our next viewer wants to know, what if vendors don't have the items that you are looking for, and they only have the item as an open market buy item? Can you purchase the items? And in addition, can new items be added to the contract if there is no close second?
Yeah, so these are two great questions. One thing to keep in mind about FSSI OS3 is, when you purchase items off of FSSI OS3, you are ensuring that all items meet all federal procurement regulations. So if you can't find an item on OS3, the reason might be because it doesn't meet procurement regulations. So if you're a federal agency and you're trying to stay compliant with federal acquisition requirements, if you order off of OS3, you're ensuring that you're sticking to those requirements. If you can't find an item, it might be because it doesn't meet those requirements. With that in mind, as far as buying open market items, that's agency to agency policy. Something you might want to take up with your supervisor. If it's we always say look for a close second item, because that you're meeting procurement regulations on OS3, but if you can't find something that's a close second, that's when you might want to take it a level up to your supervisor, find out what your agency policy is in regard to open market items. Also, if you're a frequent buyer of a certain item that you can't find on OS3, that's when you should let us know, fssi.officesupplies@gsa.gov, and we'll look to add items to the contract. You can also contact vendors, let them know that you need a certain item. They can probably work with you.
That's really helpful. How about Amazon? Our next viewer wants to know if Amazon is on the FSSI OS3 contract.
Yeah, so Amazon is not on FSSI OS3. I did go through a list of vendors in the webcast, and when that's, these materials will be viewable at a later date. You can see that list again. Also, the materials will be sent out. So when you get those materials, if you were in attendance today, you will have a list of vendors. You can also go to gsa.gov/OS3, and you'll see a list of vendors.
Okay. I think our next question kind of piggybacks off that. Our next viewer says, I've received a list of vendors on OS3. Are there any more vendors listed under their umbrellas?
Yeah, so this is the first time I heard the term umbrella, but I think what you're referring to is consortiums. FSSI OS3 two vendors do have consortium agreements with 58 and 188 vendors respectively. Don't quote me on those numbers. I'm in the ballpark. I know one consortium is in the 50s and one is about 188. But this basically is these are called APDs. They're authorized participating dealerships. Those are in process and will be incorporated into the contract via modification. But so as far as your term umbrellas, there are more vendors that are included on the contract through these consortiums.
Great. All right, let's move to our next question then. A viewer has asked, is it possible to go to a vendor website directly and purchase the same item for less cost than on the office supply schedule? Are we obligated to purchase at the lowest cost?
So when you're referring to purchasing at the lowest cost, I want to take you back to what I said earlier about ensuring that you're meeting federal procurement regulations. With FSSI OS3, we've done the homework for you. You don't have to worry about meeting procurement regulations. But one thing to keep in mind is when you're purchasing items that meet all procurement regulations, you're not getting items that were made in China. You're not getting items that don't meet the FAR. And sometimes there's an increased cost included with that. So when you're thinking about going open market or going outside of the contract, you have to remember that the reason items may be cheaper is the value is lower. In the government, when we talk about value, we're not only talking about price, we're talking about meeting procurement regulations, things like that. I also want to add to that and just say that FSSI OS3 is a brand new contract. It came out about a month ago. It just got up on Gsa Advantage, so if you haven't been on Gsa Advantage in the past few weeks to check out FSSI OS3, I encourage you to follow the steps I went through on the webinar, get to Gsa Advantage, and you'll see actually that the prices on OS3 are incredibly competitive. This is a hugely improved contract over OS2 even, and we were very proud of that contract. So, maybe in the past you were able to go open market or go elsewhere on Schedule 75, but we're confident that with OS3 you're going to find prices that are extremely competitive.
That's great. Our next viewer has a very specific question. They want to know if power strips are included in the office supplies contract.
And this question more or less goes to what the scope of office supplies is, and sometimes there's confusion about that. Someone wrote in a question about a particular type of fire pants. I'm not even sure what that is, but power strips are an office supply, so you can be sure that you can find those on Fssi Os3. They should be included on the contract. But if you ever have any questions about what the scope of our office supplies is on the Fssi Os3 contract, feel free to contact the Fssi team at fssi.officesupplies@gsa.gov.
Great. All right, our next question from a viewer would like you to define green product.
Yeah, so green products, it essentially means that a product meets CPG, which stands for Comprehensive Procurement Guidelines. This is a criteria developed by the EPA, and the designation includes, among other factors, that items are created from recycled materials. So you can find out more about what CPG is by Googling Comprehensive Procurement Guidelines. It should take you to a EPA page that'll give you a great explanation, much more than I have time to say right now. But one thing to keep in mind when you're looking through green items, I think it's great that people in the federal government are concerned about purchasing green. We encourage it here at GSA and throughout the federal government. But there are times where certain items you're looking for may not be, there may not be a green item available for that particular product. Obviously when you're looking at paper, we're talking about recycled paper, things like that. But when it comes to some items, there might not be a green version of an item available. So if you're on Gsa Advantage, you're using the green filter, and you can't find what you're looking for, I recommend considering searching without that green filter.
Okay. Our next viewer is well versed in their acronyms. We have a lot of acronyms here. All right, their question is OS3 the preferred method of purchasing OCNS, or should GCSS or PBUSE be utilized first? What is the difference in pricing?
So just OCONUS is that first acronym, but Kara, I understand not getting that one. There's so many acronyms to straighten out when it comes to working with federal government. But OCONUS stands for outside of the continental United States. And the essential scope when it comes to shipping for Fssi Os3 is designed for CONUS purchases, which stands for continental US. So when you're making orders for outside of the continental US, what I recommend doing, OS3 is designed, like I said, for continental US. But that doesn't mean that we can't meet your needs in Fssi Os3. One thing, I had a meeting with vendors yesterday, and they encouraged contacting them directly if you are in an office outside of the continental U.S. Let's say you're in Guam, Puerto Rico, Hawaii, Europe, anywhere else, and you want to stick with the Fssi Os3 contract. Go to gsa.gov/OS3. You can find vendor information as well as vendor contact information. You can let vendors know what your needs are, what kind of orders you'll be making, where you need them shipped to outside of the continental U.S., and they're confident they can work with GSA customers throughout the world.
Oh, that's helpful. All right, our next viewer, this question refers to item availability. So this viewer is having a difficult time with Gsa Advantage finding items available on the site. The viewer has said items available on Gsa Advantage often come back from the vendor as discontinued after they've placed their order. Items that show available and that they've ordered and factored into their minimum purchase come back after the fact as discontinued by the vendor. By this time, they've lost their minimum purchase in many cases since their orders are not relatively large. And it's difficult to know exactly what they're ordering because many items do not include a photo. So they just kind of like your 2 cents on that.
Yeah, so and this is another thing that came up in our customer and vendor meetings we had yesterday. And I think this is another fantastic improvement with Fssi Os3. One thing to keep in mind, when you go to Gsa Advantage, you're going to see items that are on Fssi Os3, but you're also going to see items that aren't on that contract. They may be on Schedule 75, which includes a much greater number of vendors. And also, we're working with Os3 vendors to increase standards for what's posted on Gsa Advantage. First of all, you're always going to see an accurate picture. The item you see in the picture, if it's an Fssi Os3 item, is the item you're going to get. So the vendors are sticking to these standards. These standards are important to them. And issues with having items discontinued, my assumption is that may have been a purchase that was inadvertently made with Schedule 75 rather than Fssi Os3. But I'm confident our vendors are committed. They want to see success with this contract, and they want to keep customers happy. So if you stick to Fssi Os3, I think you'll see a lot of these issues alleviated.
Great. I think our next viewer has a similar question. They want to know who's responsible for updating the GSA website with product availability, GSA or the vendor. Many times they'll place an order only to receive an email or notification the next day that the item is no longer in stock. So they want to know, why is it on Gsa Advantage if it's not available? It's frustrating to them, especially at the end of the fiscal year. And can anything be done to improve this?
Yeah, and I think this relates back to the previous question, and I would say that Fssi Os3 is what was done to alleviate this problem. So you'll find that this contract is a huge improvement. There's so many communications channels available, whether to reach out to vendors or to reach out to GSA and let us know of issues with vendor performance. But I'm confident that we're not going to have vendor performance issues or items not showing up in stock when it says items are in stock. Basically, as far as updating Gsa Advantage, it's a channel that that starts with the vendors and then comes to us. When they run out of an item, they'll let us know. We'll change it. But keep in mind that there's 1,000 essential items on the Fssi Os3 contract, and those items will always be available from vendors. And vendors, part of the contract is that they make those items available to customers.
Oh, that's great. So our next question, I think you may have just answered this a little bit ago, but I think it's probably good to call it out. Our viewer wants to know, does Gsa Advantage indicate which items are OS3?
Yes, so in the webcast, if you were watching, I did a step-by-step walkthrough on how to get your Fssi Os3 items on Gsa Advantage. Again, you'll be able to view that walkthrough in a few days. This webcast will be back up. You can also go to gsa.gov/OS3, where there's a link to a YouTube tutorial where I take people through kind of making a purchase on Gsa Advantage. But the gist is that you want to look for a blue rectangle that says Fssi. That little icon indicates that an item is an OS3 item.
Great. We've got some great questions coming in from our viewers today. The next question wants to know why you're citing FAR 16 and not Part 8, which pertains to Federal Supply Schedule orders. Is Part 8 not applicable to OS3 orders over $3,000?
So yeah, just to clarify, I think this relates to a lot of customers being used to the previous Fssi OS structure. Fssi OS 1 and Fssi OS 2 were BPAs built under MAS Schedule 75, but OS 3 is a different structure. It's an IDIQ contract, which I went over, and so fair opportunity requirements fall under FAR Part 16, not FAR Part 8. So, once again, that was covered in the webcast, but just to re-emphasize, the reason we're citing FAR 16 and not Part 8 is because OS 3 doesn't fall under Schedule 75. It's an independent contract, and it's an IDIQ, and therefore FAR 16 applies.
There you go. Alright, so our next audience member is asking about shipping costs. They want to know how they're determined. Are they tax-free or taxed based on locality?
So, all OS3 items are FOB destination, which stands for Free On-Board Destination for CONUS delivery. Contractors are responsible for any local tax levied. For specialized orders and destinations, you can contact an OS3 contractor directly for any additional fees, if applicable. But the thing to keep in mind is that The contract is designed to be tax-free contract because it is federal orders.
Okay, great. Our next viewer is asking about fees the vendors may charge for small orders. Is it okay to pay that vendor the fee the vendors may charge for small orders, and how do you explain that for audit purposes?
This is an interesting question. I think this might be an agency-specific question as far as whether you are allowed to pay fees. I recommend taking that up the chain to your supervisor. That being said, I do know that, I explained the importance of the order minimums, but, we have very customers-focused vendors on the OS3 contract. They're eager to work with customers, and a lot of times if you contact them directly, you may be able to work out a structure where they're able to waive that fee.
Okay. All right, we got a couple more questions here. Our next viewer has asked if there's a way to search for products only from a specific vendor. They're trying to meet the $100 minimum, and they need to be able to find the products from just one vendor. How do you suggest placing an order when you have a number of different items but can't find one vendor to offer all those items? And I see you have a link here, so this might be something that this viewer and others may want to use.
Yeah, exactly. So we included the link gsa.gov/elibrary. If you go to eLibrary, you'll be able to filter you'll be able to access the OS3 vendors and view specifically their catalog. So when you go to eLibrary, you'll want to filter down on the left side of the page to a specific vendor name. You can access their catalog, and then when you click on the catalog, it will put you back into Gsa Advantage, but the sort filters of the contract number and the criteria will include just that specific vendor. So it's a great way where you can filter specifically by vendors.
All right, our next viewer is asking for paper under the FSSI. Are the vendors also Ability 1?
So one thing I really want to drive home to everyone is that all vendors on Fssi OS3 are Ability 1 certified vendors. So like most federal agencies, if your federal agency has Ability 1 mandates, you can be sure that you're meeting those Ability 1 mandates when using Fssi OS3, as all vendors are Ability 1 certified vendors.
All right, our next question is also paper-based. Are you required to purchase 100% recycled paper?
Yeah, and this goes back to agency-specific issues. Each agency has their own procurement policy, so you want to take that up the chain to your supervisor, to someone, procurement official in your agency who can let you know what the criteria is for recycled paper.
Okay, and yet another paper question. Your paper cost is much higher than I usually spend for copy paper. What do I do in that case?
So once again, this is an instance where I recommend going back to Gsa Advantage and really exploring the Fssi OS3 contract. We've negotiated some fantastic prices, and I think you'll see that when you explore the catalogs on Gsa Advantage. And in addition, you want to keep in mind that the paper you're going to get through Fssi OS3 meets all procurement regulations. So when it comes to higher costs, here in the federal government, typically we are keeping in mind a value that consists not only of cost but also of meeting all procurement regulations. So once again, I encourage you to explore Fssi OS3, and you'll probably find that you'll find prices that you're happy with.
Okay. Our next question is about an order minimum. So this viewer wants to know, is the order minimum for each item or just for the vendor? In other words, can 3 different items add up to the minimum?
Yep, the order minimum does pertain specifically to vendors. It doesn't pertain to items, and that's a bit of confusion I hear quite frequently as well. When you're when you run into an order minimum from a particular vendor, once again, it'll range from $25 to $100, but as long as you keep that purchase within one specific vendor, you will hit that order minimum, and it's not item specific. Another thing, just to bring home, I did bring it up through the course of the webcast, but just to bring it up one more time, we also have delivery tier order thresholds. This is brand new to Fssi Os3, and essentially what these are great for is making larger orders. You know, if you make an order of $300 or more, multiple vendors within the Fssi Os3 contract have additional discounts built in once you hit tiers of $300, $1,000, and the discounts keep going up to $10,000 orders. So, you know, not only is it important to hit that minimum, but if you are making orders over $300, you may be able to find even further improved discounts and prices from vendors.
Great. I think we have time for one last question from our viewers. And this viewer wants to know, can you just order from a vendor directly without going through Gsa Advantage? And again, I see you got some links here for us, so maybe you can talk through that.
Yep, I do have two links. I mean, the first caveat I want to give is that here with the Fssi Os3 program, we always do recommend ordering through Gsa Advantage. It helps us help federal agencies track their agency spend. It's got the most comprehensive tools for tracking spend and also tracking data as far as what are the most purchased items. You know, Gsa Advantage plays a huge part in developing a contract because we're looking at the 1,000 most used items, and those are the items that we base the entire Fssi Os3 contract on. But with that, and you know, another great thing about Gsa Advantage is it has great search filters. It has the Fssi Os3 specific search bar. That way you're ensuring that your purchases are Fssi Os3 purchases. However, you can contact vendors directly. You can go to brick and mortar stores. Usually vendors have their own ordering portals. You can find more information about specific vendors at gsa.gov/os3 as well as gsa.gov/elibrary. But before you order directly from the vendor, the recommendation always is ensuring that your items are Fssi Os3 items. For example, if you were to, you know, say you need an item right away, and you know one of these vendors has an office or a brick and mortar store right down the street from your office, you might be tempted to just walk into the store, grab a bunch, whatever the items are that you need, and make your purchase and get back to the office. But you want to keep in mind that, you know, vendors have a vast array of products that aren't on the Os3 contract. You know, in a brick and mortar store, you're going to see items that don't meet the federal procurement regulations. So what we recommend doing is, if you need an item, say that very minute, you can go on Gsa Advantage, use the Fssi Os3 search filter, find the items you're looking for, and then go to the brick and mortar store and purchase specifically those items. And the great thing is, when you order Fssi Os3 items directly from a vendor with your federal purchase card, you will get Fssi Os3 pricing automatically. And just one thing I wanted to add to that, if I can get back. That was a long answer, so I lost my train of thought for a minute. Let me just think about this question for another second. Yeah, just, you know, I just want to drive home again the point that, you know, Gsa Advantage is our recommended ordering channel. That's gsaadvantage.gov. Just want to emphasize that one more time.
Great. Well, Robert, we want to thank you very much for providing all this wonderful, useful, relevant information on Fssi Os3 to all of our viewers today. We hope our audience members have found it equally useful. We want to thank you all for joining us today. We hope that you have a wonderful rest of your day, but we'd like to remind you that all of these materials will be posted on fai.gov within the next week or so you can access all of the materials that Robert discussed and presented today. We also want to remind you to sign up for the next acquisition seminar coming up on Wednesday, February 18th. We will be discussing the equal employment opportunity responsibilities of federal procurement officers. Again, that's coming up Wednesday, February 18th. We will have folks here from the Office of Federal Contract Compliance Programs, U.S. Department of Labor. Here, they will be giving an overview of recent changes to the EEO requirements that apply to government acquisitions. So you do not want to miss that. We'll be at the same time, 1 p.m. Eastern Time, and same place, the FAI.gov webcast channel. So we hope that you join us. Please sign up on FAI.gov for that webcast. Again, we want to thank you for joining us today. Robert, again, thank you for joining us, and have a great afternoon, everyone.
Don't forget, the Federal Acquisition Institute has recorded today's seminar, and the video, along with the presentation material you saw today, will be posted in the video library on FAI.gov. You should be able to access these items in a week or so. On behalf of the Federal Acquisition Institute, thank you once again for joining us.